Good evening and welcome to another exciting night of Cleveland State Cougar and Lady Cougar Basketball. This is Brian Grissom, live and in color from the Q, L. Quentin Lane Gymnasium on the campus of Cleveland State Community College. We are just about set to play a little basketball. It is November and we are ready to go. How I would turn the volume down on this thing. It's talking after I am. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There we go. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. This is Brian at L. Quentin Lane Gymnasium. We are at halftime. We are at halftime. This is, let's see, it is 38-16 with 10 minutes to go until the start of the third quarter. There we go. We're ready now. All right, I won't have to touch anything else. Now, can I still mute it at halftime, or do I need to? All right, testing, testing. We are back on the air after technical difficulties. We are at halftime. We'll be right back with the second half. All right, we are back on the air. We've been fighting technical difficulties, and I really appreciate the folks getting us back on the air. This is Brian Grissom, live and in color from the Q, El Quinton Lane Gymnasium on the campus of Cleveland State Community College. We are at halftime, 38-16. Let me very quickly get you folks caught up. You were able to see it, just weren't able to hear it. So let's give some halftime stats. Lady Cougars with a, let's see, a 15-5 second quarter put them up 38-16 at halftime after leading 23-9 at the end of the first quarter. Let's see, Letitia Parris with a point, Tiana Baker with 6 points, Lainey Bone with 2 points. Dariana Salter had a tremendous first half with 3 3-pointers, 2 free throws, and a 2. That's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 13 points in the first half for Dariana. Janae Charles had 2 points. Destiny Remy had 12 points. A lot of work in the paint there with 5 buckets in the paint for a total of 38 for the Lady Cougars in the first half. For Snead State, easy for me to say. Snead State, the Lady Parsons had 3 3-pointers, one by Calix Cole, one by Gracie Stuckey, and Chancellor Kirkland had a 3-pointer. Dakiri Daniel came off the bench with a couple of buckets in the paint. She has 4 points at halftime, and that's for a total of 16 points at the half. We appreciate all the folks trying to helping us get back on the air here. Let's see, foul trouble. Let's see. Looks like Calix Cole for Snead State picked up 3 quick fouls in the first half. Madison Nesbitt and Cameron Stargell had 2 fouls apiece, along with Raven McCain had 3 fouls. So several girls for Snead State in foul trouble here in the first half. No one really in foul trouble at all for Cleveland State. Salter has 2 fouls and 3 other girls with 1 foul. So the Lady Cougars pressing defense has really put them on the board so far in the ball game. We're almost ready for the second half. We're going to take a 1-minute break. 1-minute break right here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll be back for the second half action. You're listening to Cleveland State Lady Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network on our YouTube channel. This is Brian Grissom thanking you so much for joining in the broadcast tonight. A good crowd on hand tonight, but we've got a couple of seats left. If you're sitting around just thinking there's nothing on TV, something to do, come on out and watch a little basketball tonight as the Cougars and Lady Cougars get the 2022-2023 season underway. Lady Cougars in their home white uniforms with dark blue and light blue trim. The Lady Parsons in the dark uniforms. And they'll be back out here in just a few seconds as they're getting in some last-minute instruction from from their coach. That would be Tanya Bogle, as they still haven't come out yet, so the Lady Cougars are ready to go. The starting 5 back on the floor for Cleveland State. That would be Letitia Parris, Tiana Baker, Lainey Bone, Dariana Salter, and Janae Charles for the Cleveland State Lady Cougars. As they've blown them, here they come. I thought they would be back for the second half. The Parsons are in the dark blue with white trim. It will be Parsons basketball to start the second half on the alternate possession. Thank you so much for joining in our initial broadcast of the season. We'll be with you here all year long on our home games for Cleveland State. Cole, Mosley, Stuckey, Nesbitt, and Stargell on the floor for Snead State. And we're ready to go. Number 10, Ariana Mosley brings across the timeline, guarded closely by Paris. Pass inside to number 25, that is McCain. Rebound goes to Bone for Cleveland State. Lady Cougars on the run. Pass inside, beautiful pass, gets it to fall. Number 10 is Tiana Baker, puts it up and in. 40-16, Lady Cougars in control of the ball game here to start the third quarter. Here's a pass inside, back out front, long three-pointer, no good. Rebound goes to Baker. Baker on the run, gives it up to Paris. Paris is charged in the lane as there's a collision. That's a good call right there. Letitia Paris picks up her first foul. It'll be Lady Parson basketball. Mosley over in the corner, gets it inside to Blackwell. Back out front to Mosley. Inside, and it is tied up, but there's going to be a foul called. Number 21 is Janae Charles will pick up the foul for Cleveland State. That is her second. It'll be Parsons basketball underneath their own bucket. Pass inside and up and in by number 25. That is Raven McCain. So she picks up her second bucket of the basketball game. 40-18. Lady Cougars on top. Paris gives it up to Bone. Into Charles. Ball lost on side court. Saved, but to the Lady Parsons. And they kick it. Girls on the floor, and Cleveland State comes away with the loose basketball. The ball is now stolen away. We've got Bedlam on the floor here. Here's McCain. Back out front. It is taken away from her, and Bone comes up with the basketball. Coach Thompson said, listen, let's calm this thing down here. All right, Lady Cougars restore order. They have the basketball and a 22-point lead. Paris out front. Gives it up to, Salter comes up with the loose ball. Rebound fought for, and McCain comes up with the loose ball. Parsons will slow it down just a little bit as Ariana Mosley will walk it across the timeline. Pass over to Cole. Calix Cole. Around front to Gracie Stuckey. Back out front to Nesbitt. Inside to Mosley. Here's a long three-pointer by Cole. No good. Air ball. And it'll be Cleveland State basketball. Cole will take a break. Checking in for Cleveland State is Destiny Remy. And that will be number 5. Brianna Anderson checking in for Snead State. Paris with the basketball. Gives it up to Baker. Baker over to Smith. Long three-pointer, no good. Rebound goes to Anderson. Anderson will bring it across the timeline. She with the very long hair. Hard to see that number on the back of her jersey. Over to Mosley. Mosley pressured by Paris. Paris all over. Here's McCain. Throws up a three-pointer, and it's good. Nice shot by Raven McCain that time. 40-21. 6:41 to go, third quarter. Lady Cougars have been on top since early in the ball game. We've got all our technical difficulties worked out, I do believe, so we're rolling right along here. Here's a three-pointer by Baker, no good. Rebound fought for, and a foul is called on number 11. That is Destiny Remy. That'll be her first foul. Across the timeline. Here's a kick ball out of bounds. And let's see, number 34 will check in. McCain will take a break, and Dakiri Daniel checks in for Snead State. Lady Cougars putting the defensive pressure on. They finally get it inbounds as Anderson brings it across the timeline. Gets it inside. Here's a pass knocked away by Charles. Turnover, Parsons. Here's a drive to the hole. No good. Rebound, Bone. No good. Rebound. Bone got it again. She puts it up and in. And she is fouled. Beautiful job on the boards by Laney Bone that time. And the foul is on Madison Nesbitt. That'll send Laney Bone to the free throw line for a three-point play. Shot is up, rolls around, and falls in. Number 24, Anika Smith. Uh-oh. There we are, I'm back. we're still fighting technical difficulties here. So we got audio and no video. All right, 43-21. Lady Cougars on top. 5-13. Here's a shot, no good. Rebound goes to Anika Smith for the Lady Cougars. Pass down court to Bone. She is not fouled. A little rough in the lane there, but no call. Pass back out front to Gracie Stuckey. Over to Anderson. Anderson with the basketball out front. As they slow it down a little bit, tries to drive baseline, can't get there. Back out front to Anderson. Inside to Daniel, and she is fouled by Yep, that's 3 on Janae. So it'll be Parsons basketball underneath their own bucket. 43-21. Lady Cougars on top by 22. Here's a pass out front. Just saved by Daniel. Stuckey out front with the basketball. Puts the move on. Throws it over to Daniel. Daniel tries to bully her way into the lane, and it is blocked by Janae, but I believe that's going to be foul number 4 on Janae Charles. It is. That's 4 on Janae. So she'll have to sit for a while as Destiny Remy checks back in for the Lady Cougars. That'll send Dakiri Daniel. No, that's Cameron Stargell, excuse me. Cameron Stargell, 44, to the free throw line. She misses the first one. She'll get another. And the Parsons come up with the loose ball. Shot no good. Rebound goes to Baker. Over to Paris. Paris, Lady Cougars on the run. Sets up. No good. Rebound fought for. Paris comes up with the rebound. Over to Baker. Baker for 3. Good. Tiana Baker with her first three-pointer of the game. And it's 46-21. That's a beautiful shot. Here's another three-pointer by Stuckey from the other end. Gracie Stuckey hits her second 3 of the game. And that cuts it back to 24. On the other end, Lady Cougars. Destiny Remy misses the first one, gets the second one. 48-24. Play is fast and furious. Here's a steal by Remy. Shot up and good, and she is fouled. Great hustle by Destiny Remy that time. Remy tried to convert the three-point play. Free throws up, no good. Here's a pass down court. Shot is partially blocked, and Remy comes out there with the rebound. Over to Baker to Paris. Paris brings across the timeline. In the court. Knocked to the floor. Bone comes up with a loose ball. Shot is good. Laney Bone with the steal and the short jumper. Here's a travel in backcourt as the Lady Cougar defense has caused a problem. All night long, the defensive pressure has caused all kinds of problems. All right, Lady Cougars throw it in here at side court. Over to Paris. Paris out front. She'll set up the play inside the Bone off of her shin, and Stuckey comes up with a loose ball. Stuckey gives it up to Anderson. Anderson over in the corner to Stargell. Nesbitt with a shot. No good. Air ball. Rebound. Down court quickly. Here's Bone for the layup, and it comes off the front of the rim. Tough break, Lady Cougars, as they had a beautiful pass inside that time. Just couldn't get it to fall. 2:16 to go, third quarter. 52-24. Lady Cougars on top. Here's a turnover to backcourt. Lady Cougars pick it up. That's number 24. Anika Smith comes up with the steal. Here's a three-pointer by Remy. No good. Rebound fought for. Anderson comes out of there with the ball. Parsons down court one more time. Parsons going to throw up a shot. Anderson, no good. Rebound goes to Remy. She'll give it up to Paris. Lady Cougars, Coach Thompson wanting a timeout here with 1:34 to go in the third quarter. 52-24, Lady Cougars on top. We'll be back after this 1-minute break. All right, you're listening to Cleveland State Lady Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network. We are still fighting our technical difficulties. I believe we've got audio now, but no video. For the first half, we had video and no audio, so that's about right, par for the course. But that's the way it rolls sometimes. First game of the season, we got to get all the bugs worked out. So we'll just plod right along here and see if we can get things rolling. Meanwhile, I'll go back to my radio voice, and we'll just carry on with the basketball game. Lady Cougars with the ball, 1:32 to go, third quarter. Out front with the basketball is Letitia Paris. Here's a pass inside Bone. Tried to do a backdoor cut to Baker. Pass is intercepted by Anderson. Turnover, Lady Cougars. Anderson out front for the Parsons. Snead State Parsons. Coming up from Alabama. Here's a shot inside by McCain, who's back in the ball game. No good. Lady Cougars with the ball. Bone brings it over the half line. Baker cross court to Smith. Shot no good, but the rebound up and in by Bone. 49 seconds to go, third quarter. Here's a steal by Baker. She's going to lay it up and in. Beautiful job, Tiana Baker. 56-24. 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Lady Cougars with full court pressure. Parsons break it this time. Number 35, Nesbitt with the basketball over to Anderson. Back out front to Mosley. Mosley inside to McCain. McCain double teamed on the baseline. Back to Mosley. Out front to Stargell. Over to Nesbitt. Anderson out front to Nesbitt. Nesbitt drives the lane. Reverse layup is no good at the buzzer. No, that was a shot clock violation. But we had a foul just at the buzzer. That's a tough break, Lady Cougars. As I believe Smith picked up that foul. Oh, Bone. Laney Bone with the foul. I couldn't quite, the referee had crooked fingers there. I couldn't see that. First free throw is no good by number 35, Madison Nesbitt. Second free throw is off the back rim, no good. Rebound goes to Baker. Lady Cougars with 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They throw it away on the other end, and that's where we'll end here at the end of the third quarter. 56-24, commanding lead for the Lady Cougars. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter of the Lady Cougars after this 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Cleveland State Lady Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports YouTube Network. Brian Grissom live and in color. We're still working on our video, but I believe we've got audio, so we'll just go ahead with the ball game. Lady Cougars with the ball and a big lead as we start the fourth quarter. Paris out front to Charles. Charles trying to get it inside the Bone. She does. Turnaround jumper, good. So the 1-2 punch. Charles to Bone puts 2 more on the board for Cleveland State. 58-24. Here's number 4, Cole, back in the game for the Parsons. Here's a pass inside to Stargell. Shot no good. Rebound goes to the Parsons. 3-pointer no good by Anderson. Rebound goes to Letitia Paris. Paris will bring it across the timeline, set up the offense. Here's a drive inside. Letitia, couldn't get the roll as it come off the rim, but I believe it's going to be Lady Cougar Basketball as it went off the foot of Cameron Stargell. So Paris will take it out in front of their own bench, in front of the Cleveland State bench. Paris, somebody's got to move. Remy gets it into Destiny. Destiny drives baseline, little up and under, no good. Rebound fought for. And Laney, and my, we're getting a little testy here. We got double technical, I do believe, on Laney Bone and Raven McCain. $25 black and 12 white. Double technical as they got a little eyeball to eyeball there. And timeout on the floor. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, let everybody cool off just a little bit. As that's just one of those things. Two big girls sitting there fighting for a rebound, and neither one of them would let go. And tempers got a little hot there. That was nothing major right there. So the referees did a good job of taking care of that before it got out of hand. So 9 minutes and 2 seconds to go in the ball game. After the 30-second timeout, let everybody cool down just a little bit. 58-24. It's been all Lady Cougars since early in the game. Lady Cougars, trailed 3-0 and 5-4, but then went on a 16-3 run in the first quarter and have never looked back, as they have led by double digits ever since. 23-9 at the end of the first quarter, 38-16 at halftime, and 56-24 at the end of 3 quarters. Anderson across the timeline for Snead State. Gives it up to Cole. Cole drives over to McCain. McCain for 3, no good. Rebound Stargell puts it up, no good, and she is fouled by number 14. That's Dariana Salter for the Lady Cougars. Will pick up a foul. Here comes number 1, Anaya Matthews. Will check into the ball game for the first time for the Lady Cougars, as Letitia Paris will take a break. Letitia's played well. 8:44 to go in the game. Free throws for Stargell. First one off the front of the rim, no good. Cameron Stargell. She is over the free throw line tonight. She of the red hair. And I do mean red hair. Second free throw is good by Stargell. 58-25. Matthews over to Salter, and the shot is up and good. Janae Charles with the bucket that time. 60-25, Lady Cougars on top. Anderson across the timeline. She is being hounded by Matthews, and a traveling call. Turnover Parsons. Number 24, Kylie Blackwell will check in, as Raven McCain will take a break. Matthews will bring it up the court as we go under 8 minutes to play in the game. Over to Remy. Remy inside to Bone. Bone, long two-pointer off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound to Anderson. Anderson on the run. She'll slow it down as the Lady Cougars get back on defense. Pass inside is stolen away by Janae Charles. Pass up ahead to Remy is good. Destiny Remy puts it up and in. Beautiful job that time on the break by the Lady Cougars. 62-25. Cole inside to Stargell. Stargell fumbles it, now gets it back, goes baseline, throws up a shot, no good, but she is fouled by Janae, and that could be number 5 on Janae Charles. She will set the rest of the night as she fouls out. She's still holding up her hands. She did not believe that was a foul that time. To no avail. So, let's see. Annika Smith will check back in for Cleveland State. Shot by a free throw by Stargell is no good. She's been all over the rim tonight, but can't get it to fall from the free throw line. 1 for 8, I believe. Second free throw up, no good, off the back of the rim. Matthews with the rebound. Smallest lady on the court gets the rebound. She'll throw it across. Down into Salter. Salter drives the baseline and puts it up and in. Looks like she turned her ankle just a little bit as she is grimacing as she goes down the court. But I believe she's going to be okay. That was a nice drive for the bucket that time. Here's Cole driving, no shot. Here's a three-pointer, no good, knocked out of bounds. I believe Matthews knocked that out of bounds. She did. Cole gets it inside to Stargell. Stargell, turn around, blocked, but the foul got her with the body just a little bit. That is Lainey Bone will pick up the foul. And so that's 4 on Laney Bone. And Stargell will go back to the free throw line. She could have really padded her stats tonight if she could get a free throw to fall for her. The big center shot, no good. Can't buy one. She's hit 1. Second free throw for Stargell. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Cleveland State. And they are called for a travel. Turnover, Lady Cougars. It'll be Parsons ball side court, but they're going to call a timeout. Timeout on the floor by Coach Tanya Bogle from Snead State. We'll take a timeout with them. 6:45 to go in the ball game. 64-25, Lady Cougars in control. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cleveland State Lady Cougar Basketball right here on the Lady Cougars Network, the Cougar Sports Network, I should say, and the YouTube network. Thank you so much for joining in our initial broadcast of the 2022-2023 season. It is November already, folks, and that means basketball season for a lot of us. Anderson with the basketball for Snead State. Inside to McCain. McCain over to Gracie Stuckey for 3. No good. Rebound, McCain had it, but number 14, Salter, took it away from her for the Lady Cougars. That's a steal. Dariana Salter with the basketball out front. She drives the lane, gives it up in the corner to Matthews. Matthews got away with a travel, gets it back momentarily. Now she's got it, throws it back out front to Smith. Smith thought about a 3, over to Matthews. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to do something. There's a 3-pointer off the rim. No good. Rebound goes to the Parsons. And the foul is on Destiny Ribbing. So that we have a parade to the free throw line for Snead State as number 30, Morissette, Kamasia Morissette, checks back in for the Parsons, as Kalex Cole will go to the free throw line. 5:59 to go in the ball game. Lady Cougars by a country mile. First free throw rolls around and falls off. No good. That has been an Achilles heel for the Parsons. Shot, second free throw, no good. Rebound goes to Smith, over to Matthews. Matthews double team, but she gets it across the timeline. Back out front to Salter. Dariana Salter dribbling out front. She's in no hurry. Lady Cougars just need to finish the clock off and salt this one away for win number 1. Here's a shot. Bone, no good. Rebound goes to McCain. McCain gets it over to Anderson. Anderson puts the move on. Looks like Shania McCoy into the ball game for the first time for the Lady Cougars. Foul is on Smith, Anika Smith. And also number 10, Baker, back into the ball game for Cleveland State. As Dariana Salter will take a break. She's hobbling a little bit. Looks like she turned an ankle maybe a minute ago. So it looks like on number 3, Shania McCoy, and Baker on the floor for the Lady Cougars. First free throw was no good. Second free throw by Anderson is good. They finally hit one from the free throw line. 64-26. Headed toward the 5-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Here's an open player. Cougar under the basket. It's up and in. That was Tiana Baker with the bucket for Cleveland State. Anderson very quickly back down court. Going to throw up a left-handed three-pointer. No good. Rebound fought for. Tipped back over in. And did they say she stepped out of bounds or was there a foul? Just knocked it out of bounds as somebody has to crawl into the bleachers to get the basketball over there in the corner. All right, we've got it back. We're ready to go here. Parsons basketball. Here's a shot by McCain inside. Nice shot. 64-28 as Raven McCain adds another bucket. Quickly down court, Lady Cougars inside the Bone, off the glass and in. Nice shot, Laney Bone that time. And she's in double digits for the ball game. Anderson will bring it across the timeline one more time. Almost stolen away by McCoy. Pass back out front to Anderson. Shot, three-pointer by McCoy. McCain, no good. Rebound goes to Bone. Bone to Matthews. Matthews has it stolen away and then commits the foul. Number 33, Angelica Paulo, will check in for the Lady Cougars as Laney Bone will take a break and probably get the rest of the night off. That's just a guess. Lady Cougars up by 40, 68-28. 4.5 minutes to play. Raven McCain to the free throw line. First free throw off the back of the rim, no good. Boy, that'll be a emphasis in practice next week for the Parsons. Second free throw, it's good. She rattles one home. 68-29, excuse me. 68-29, Lady Cougars on top. Baker gives it up to Smith. And that is a illegal screen called on the Lady Cougars. Number 10, Tiana Baker. So that'll be Snead State basketball. McCain gives it back up to Anderson. Anderson will dribble around out front, set up the offense as we go toward the 4-minute mark in the ball game. The game has long since been decided. Lady Cougars going to put number 1 win of the season on the board. Here's a three-pointer, way too long, but it's off of a Lady Cougar foot and out of bounds. I believe that it was Tiana hit her in the foot, the air ball. So Stuckey will throw it in underneath their own bucket for the Parsons. Ball is tipped out of bounds once again by McCoy. Good defense by Cleveland State. 3:50 to go in the ball game. Kind of strange here. We've got audio, no video. First half we had video, no audio. So, you know, the turnabout's fair play. It was my time. Stuckey will throw it in from the corner. Lady Cougars all over them on defense. Here's McCain, gives it up. Inside to number 30. That is Morissette with the bucket. Nice pass by McCain that time. Lady Cougars on the ball on the floor, but they pick it up. McCoy thought about a three, changed her mind. Inside to Smith, who hits the deck hard. Well, they call her for traveling. I thought I saw a little contact there, but no call. So it'll be a turnover. 68-31. Lady Cougars have been on top since midway through the first quarter and have steadily built their lead as the game has went on. Here's Cole out front for Snead State. Terrible pass inside, but it went off of 2 Lady Cougars' hands and out of bounds. Number 23, Cassandra Vaughn, checks in for the Lady Cougars as Annika Smith will take a break. 3:08 to go in the ball game. Men's game to follow. Cougars and Parsons. Here's McCain with a turnaround jumper. Too hard. Air ball. Fought for on the inside. Morissette came up with it and a foul on Cleveland State. Cassandra Vaughn picks up the foul. So that will send Kamasia Morissette to the free throw line. First shot is good. That's zipped that one. First zip of the night, I believe, for the Parsons. Second free throw, no good, off the front of the rim. Uh-oh, there's a Lady Parson to the floor. And another foul is called on Cleveland State. Okay, that was not a foul. That was just a timeout called. Okay. So that was Chansley Kirkland came up with a loose ball, was on the floor, and the coach called timeout. Full timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout with them. 68-32. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cleveland State Lady Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network on our YouTube channel. Lady Parsons with the basketball. Stuckey driving the lane. Left-hander gets it back out to Anderson for three. No good. Rebound. McCain fighting inside. Shot no good. Gets her own rebound. Stuckey for three. It is good. Gracie Stuckey hits another three-pointer. 68-35. Here's a pressure in backcourt. Matthews and Lady Cougars are going to call a timeout. They were about to get a backcourt call. So Lady Cougars call a timeout as they were about to have a turnover there. 2:29 to go in the ball game. We'll take a break with them. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for tuning in to our broadcast. We're still battling technical difficulties on the video side of our broadcast, but the audio is working as far as I know. I could have been sitting here talking to myself this whole time, but the computer says I'm good, so we'll just keep going here. Baker inside to Matthews. Shot no good. McCoy battling for the rebound, and then she's going to be called for the foul. Shania McCoy almost got it to roll in that time. Angelica Paula with a nice pass. But we're going to parade to the other end of the floor. Third foul on McCoy. Raven McCain shot no good. Yeah, she hit the first one. That's right. Hits the second one. That's two of them for Raven McCain. 68-37. Pressure in the backcourt. Here comes Baker all the way down the lane. Shot is no good by Paula. So no good on the layup. Stuckey in the corner to Blackwell. Shot is good. That was Morissette, Kamasia Morissette with the three-pointer. Here's Cassandra Vaughn off the side of the backboard. Shot no good. Rebound goes to the Parsons. McCoy with the defense on number 5. That is Brianna Anderson. Here's a steal by Matthews. She's going to take it the distance and put it up. Missed the layup. Shot knocked out of bounds, and it is going to stay with Cleveland State. 1:26 to go in the ball game. Lady Cougars on top, 68-40. Number 34, DeCuria Daniel checks back in for Snead State. Pass inside to Baker. Baker shot no good, but she is fouled. By DeCuria Daniel. So that will send Tiana Baker to the free throw line for Cleveland State. First free throw, zip. (69-40). Make that 41 as she zips the second one, 70-40, Lady Cougars by 30. Anderson will bring it across the timeline for Snead State as we head toward the 1-minute mark in the ball game. Anderson, a short jumper off the glass, no good. Rebound to McCoy. Shania McCoy gives it up to Baker. Baker to Cassandra. Cassandra misses the short jumper. Rebound fought for. Anderson out of the pack with the basketball. Takes it to the hole, lays it up, rolls around and comes off, no good. But Kirkland picks up the garbage and puts it up and in. 70-42 as we've got 45 seconds to go in the ball game. Baker, double team, she splits it, takes it in, and she is fouled in the lane by number 30. Kamasia Morissette picks up the foul. So that will send Tiana Baker to the free throw line. First free throw, zip. 38 seconds to go. Cougars and Parsons ready to warm up. They're standing at the door, ready to go. As soon as we get the ladies' game over, second free throw is good. Back to a 30-point spread, 72-42. Pressure in backcourt. McCoy will pick up the foul. As Brianna Anderson will go back to the free throw line. It has taken more time to play this fourth quarter than it did the first three quarters combined because of all the free throws and fouls called here in the fourth quarter. But we'll get it over here in a second. First free throw by Anderson is good. She'll get another. We've been in the bonus for a long time here in the fourth quarter. I'll have to ask my referee buddy Greg Guerin if he gets paid by the foul. (72-44). Lady Cougars. Baker will set it up out front. Over to Matthews. Matthews bring it around top over to Baker. Baker, 16 on the shot clock. She's going to give it over to McCoy. 7 on the shot clock. McCoy drives the lane, puts it up. Off the rim, no good. Rebound Kirkland. Kirkland on the run. She is tripped up by number 3. So that is a foul on Shania McCoy. 1.4 seconds is left on the clock. So we'll shoot a couple more free throws. We almost got it over with. Been a well-played ball game by the Lady Cougars. They're hitting on all cylinders here in this first game of the year. First free throw by Kirkland is no good. Second free throw is no good as it rolls around and comes off. Rebound and shot at the buzzer, no good. And that is your final score, 72-44. Lady Cougars win going away. We hope to get a little talk here with Coach Evelyn Thompson as we see if we can catch Coach Thompson as she comes along here. All right. Testing, testing. Oh, we just lost it. All right, we are back. You're listening to Cleveland State Lady Cougar Basketball right here on the Lady Cougar Sports Network. We are joined by Coach Evelyn Thompson. As let's see, final score 72-44. Lady Cougars win going away. Coach Thompson, I tell you what, now I'm sure you'll find something to talk about, but talk about you girls. We played well tonight.
Well, you know, we had 4 people in double figures tonight. We were led by Tiana Baker, who obviously is a sophomore with a lot of experience, and she came in here and showed why, you know, we love the fact that she came over from Chat State. Great player, but more importantly, she's a great leader for us. And she did some. I asked her to do some things out there on the court, especially in the second half, and she helped finish us out. She finished the game with 24 points, and I forget how many rebounds she had, but certainly 24 points. We had 3 others in double figures, so not a bad start for the first game. It was actually what I was expecting, and we got everybody an opportunity to get on the floor. With about 7 minutes to go, I think we pretty much had cleared the bench, so I'm excited about where we are right now.
Started with defense. We started just a little slow in the first quarter, but then picked it up immediately, and I think our defense spurred that run.
Absolutely. I told them defense, you know, everybody wants to see offense, but to be committed on the defensive end, that's what wins us championship. And every game that we come out here, we're playing toward that championship, and that's the TCCA championship, and that's also going into the Nationals and looking to make some noise into the Nationals as well. So we've set a team goal to win this championship this year, and so that is the expectation.
Absolutely, that's where you need to start right there. Let's see, talk about the girls inside. Laney Bone had a good ball game along with Salter and Janae. They played well against some really big girls in the middle for the Parsons.
Well, you know, we've got Laney Bone, who is a Division I, transfer. She certainly has the skill set of a Division I player, and we expect a great deal from her. I think in the beginning she was a little laxed and didn't kind of establish herself out there. So I challenged her the second half to do exactly that, and she came out and gave us double figures. So I'm happy with that. And then of course Janae Charles. I mean, Janae is just going to be one of those exceptional players. I told Janae earlier in the week she could be the best post player that's ever played this game at Cleveland State, and that is the expectation for her. And I think a lot of people will hear this and think, well, she's got a lot of high expectations for these young women. But certainly we have to give them some high expectations when they have that level of talent. And so the expectation is no less than I told you a little bit earlier, that these two are competing for, along with a couple of other that are competing for the Player of the Year for our conference. And so that is the expectation, that we get out and we lead in every category. Certainly with the Division I, 2 Division I transfers, we expect them to establish that level of play in the inside for us.
Absolutely. Talk really quickly before I let you go about team chemistry. Looks like the girls are really getting along, passing the ball well. Look like a lot of backdoor cuts. You know, that really doesn't happen all the time in the first game.
Well, yeah, well, it might have a little bit to do with my threatening them.
That always helps.
That helps. So, but no, they've worked really hard in the summer. They've worked really hard on their team bonding and chemistry. And what we preach in our philosophy and our mantra is, "I am my sister's keeper." And so I challenge them every game and every time we step on the floor, whether it's practice, whether it's a meeting, whatever that is, to make sure not only are you your sister's keeper, but you're keeping your sister well. And so behind that philosophy, when we're trying to build better women, better relationships, you know, we get the better basketball player, we get the better basketball. And so that's important for us to always focus on that team chemistry, the team bonding, because, I mean, it doesn't matter what we do. Without each other, we can't win.
Oh, absolutely. It's a team.
Sport. Absolutely.
Right,
It's a team sport. And so what we preach and what we do every day, what we practice every day, mentally, physically, and spiritually, is to stick together as a team and support each other, not only on the basketball court, but in every walk of life whenever our sister needs our help and our support. So that's our philosophy, and that's what we do.
Hey, that's exactly right. Hey, Coach, I really appreciate you
Absolutely.
stepping up and coming talking with us. Hey, it looked good to me tonight, I tell you. Always room for improvement, but we'll take win number one.
We'll take a win anytime we can get it. An ugly win is still a win, but we like to do it as well as we can so that people can come out and cheer us on and expect to see a great game. So the next game is here Saturday. We're playing Wallace State. That's going to be another tremendous challenge for us. And so to have the support that we had tonight or better would be great for us.
Absolutely. We thank you so much for coming and talking with us, and we'll talk as the season goes along.
All right, thank you, and go Cougars.
All right. Thanks to Coach Evelyn Thompson for coming along. We're going to see if we can work on our technical difficulties. We're between games, about 13 minutes before the boys' game start. We'll be back right here on the Cougar Sports Network.
Here we go. Move it. Walk landing. Walk landing. Back. Good ball.
Snead foul. Team first. At the free throw line for the Cougars, number 11, Joshua Horn.
Testing, testing. All right, we are back on the air. Cougars and Parsons. 4-4 is your score. We're still battling technical difficulties. I don't think we have any video, but we're back on audio, so I'll call the game here. Free throw is no good. Cougars with the shot. Here's a three-pointer, long three-pointer by number 2, Damon Fan. That's a beautiful shot from the left-handed Damon Fan. Cougars on top, 7-4. Just getting underway here in the men's contest. 16:44 to go, first half. Here goes number 11 to the hole is Ty Briscoe for the Parsons, and that'll cut it to 7-6. Here's a K1 Banks, takes it to the hole. Shot is no good, but he is fouled by number 2. DJ Quarles picks up the foul. K1 Banks to the free throw line. Thank you so much for being patient with us. We're trying our best to bring you all the action here from Cleveland State. The first free throw by K1 Banks is good. Number 33, Michael Johnson checks in for the first time for the Cougars, as number 22, Caleb Chapman, will take a break. Second free throw by Banks is good. It'll be 9-6. Cougar leads, 16:25 to go, first half. As you very well know, the women play 4 quarters and the men have not caught up yet. They play 2 halves. Here's Quarles down the lane. Dishes up to number 4, Mario Andrews, who slams it home. 9-8 Cougars. The opening basket of the game was a dandy as Andrews took the alley-oop and slammed it home for the Parsons. Here's a pass over to Banks in the corner. Out front to number 2 is Damon Fan.
Yes! Move it!
Back over to Banks. Banks, long jumper, no good. Rebound is out front to Landon Jacobs. Jacobs with the rebound. Back over. Cougars will set it up. Joshua Horn out front. Gives it up to Fan. Fan, shot no good. Gets his own rebound, and it is blocked to the tall trees of the Parsons. Parsons on the run. Over to Quarles. Quarles all by himself. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound goes to the Cougars.
Hold up! Hold up! Hold
As
up.
Joshua Horn will slow it down and set things up.
Move it!
As number 20, Trey Chapman, about to check into the game for Cleveland State. Trying to get it inside to Jacobs, can't do it. So Horn will take it back out front and set up the play. All right, we are back. 14-8, Cougars on top. Parsons with the basketball. Out front to number 12, KJ Rogers with the ball. He's being double teamed by Cougars out front. Takes it to the hole, dishes back outside to Andrews. And the shot is inside to number 0. Jordan Long puts it up and in. 12-10, Cougars, 14-10, excuse me. Cougars on top. Out front to number 22, Chapman. Over to Jerry Taylor, who's in the ball game for the first time for the Cougars, to Trayvon Bass out front. Bass inside to Jacobs. Jacobs back to Taylor. Taylor thought about a three. Ball is knocked out of bounds. And there's 1 second left on the shot clock. 12-12 to go, first half. Number 21, Tony Sapp, checks into the ball game for the Cougars, as Landon Jacobs will take a break. Here's a shot at the buzzer, three-pointer, no good. Rebound Cougars. That is number 30. Here's a three-pointer by number 10, Bass. Shot no good. Rebound go to the Parsons. So the Cougars had their opportunities that time. Here's a drive down the lane. Andrews once again with the slam. Mario Andrews is the recipient of a nice drive and dish that time. And the Cougars on top by 2, 14-12. Number 10, Bass, brings it across the timeline for the Cougars. Over to Tony Sapp. Here's a shot, no good. Rebound Cougars, had it for a minute, lost it out of bounds, and I believe it's going to be off of Cleveland State. Coach Raphael Howard didn't think much of that call as he stomps toward the other end of the court. Number 3 is Brandon Howard into the game for the first time for Snead State, along with K.J. Rogers. And number 15, Sean Walker Jr., as both teams running in and out multiple substitutes at a time. Trey Chapman on the floor for the Cougars, along with Bass. And Michael Johnson about to check back in. Here's a drive by Rogers. Shot is no good. Rebound goes to the Cougars, and that's a foul by number 3, Brandon Howard. A little aggressive as he knocks number 22, Caleb Chapman, to the floor. Good rebound that time by Caleb. Tony Sapp will take a break as number 33, Michael Johnson, checks in for the first time for the Cougars. Out front to Taylor. Taylor gives it up. Shot no good. Rebound goes to the Parsons. They're on the run. Layup on the other end, that time by Ty Briscoe. And we got a tie ball game with 10.5 minutes to go, first half. Bass out front with the basketball, over to Taylor. Taylor to Bass. Bass back to Taylor. Oh, Taylor lost it. Ball is tied up, stolen away. 3-on-1 fast break for the Parsons. Ball is blocked by Bass that time. Beautiful job on defense by the Cougars. Here's a pass inside, up and in by Brandon Howard. So the Parsons take their first lead of the ball game at the 9:58 mark of the first half. 16-14. Cougars trail by 2. We're timeout on the floor by Coach Raphael Howard. We'll take a timeout with them. We'll be right back. You're listening to Cleveland State Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports YouTube Network. Brian Grissom live and in color. You at Quentin Lane Gymnasium. Are still hanging in there. It's a beautiful drive over this afternoon. Cougars and Parsons, Cleveland State and Snead State. The Lady Cougars took care of business in the ladies contest. Final score was 72-44 in the ladies contest. Cougars trying to make it a clean sweep over the Snead State Parsons. Here's a drive inside by number 11 for the Cougars, Joshua Horn, who's back in the ball game, along with K1 Banks. And let's see, Slade Chapman, I believe, is out there. They call him Trey, I believe. Here's a drive by Jordan Long in the game for the Parsons. Number 12 is KJ Rogers. Shot no good, tip no good. Rebound to the Cougars. Cougars on the run. Joshua Horn with the basketball. He trips and loses the ball. 3-on-1 fast break for Snead State. Here's the lob, up and in by KJ Rogers. So, turnovers are hurting the Cougars at the moment. They're down 18-16.
Come on.
Here's a pass out front, over in the corner to Banks. Banks back out front to Horn. Horn, 8 on the shot clock. Horn, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound goes to the Parsons. Here's a drive inside. Oh, what a block by number 22, Caleb Chapman that time. Cougars on the other end. The layup is up and good, and he is fouled. Count the bucket, and number 0 is Jordan Long is called for the foul. Number 2, Damon Fan back in. And Michael Johnson will take a break as K1 Banks will go to the free throw line, try to complete the three-point play, put the Cougars back on top. We're tied 18 apiece. Free throw by Banks. Zip. Cougars back on top, 19-18 on the three-point play by Banks. Number 1, DJ Quarles for Snead State. Brings it across the timeline over to KJ Rogers. Rogers to Quarles. He loses the ball in the lane. Fight for. Cougars come out of it with it. Oh, there's a long pass down court, and it's stolen away by Quarles. Both teams trading turnovers. Here's a three-pointer by Long. It is way too long. Air ball, but the Parsons run it down at side court. They'll reset. DJ Quarles out front with the basketball. Here's a pass inside. It is kicked by a Cougar as they try to backdoor cut that time. And about 5 new Parsons entering the ball game. We'll see if we can't get them for you here in a minute. Number 20 for the Cougars, Trey Chapman, checks back in for Cleveland State. Cougars on top by points, 7:34 to go, first half. Out front is number 2, Cole Maddox, into the ball game. Maddox, Quarles. Here's number 24, a shot from three-point land, no good. That was Whitehead, John Whitehead. Rebound goes to the Cougars, and they'll slow it down just a little bit. Joshua Horn out front.
B1.
That was Trey Chapman with the rebound for the Cougars that time.
Swing, go down.
Landon Jacobs back in for Cleveland State as well. K1 Banks thought about a 3, no good. Jacobs to the hole, puts it up, partially blocked. Tip no good for a loose ball, and the Parsons come up with it. Cameron Porter with the ball. He shoots a three-pointer, no good. Rebound to the Cougars. That's K1 with the rebound. He gives it up to Horn. Horn will walk it across the timeline. Cole Maddox on him.
Move it.
Over to
Swing, move it.
Chapman. Chapman to Chapman. That's going to be a hard one. Three-pointer, Chapman. Trey Chapman with the long three-pointer, and it's 22-18. Cougars on top by 4. 6:07 to go first half. Been a very quick first half as we're once again audio only on our broadcast as we're still working on the video. We really appreciate the patience. We'll just go into radio mode here on the YouTube network. Here goes Maddox to the hole. He is fouled by number 20 for the Cougars. That is Trey Chapman. So Chapman with the foul. And Cole Maddox to the free throw line. First free throw, no good. He'll get another. Checking back in for the Cougars is Jared Taylor. 5:50 to go first half. Maddox, good. Second free throw's good, so that makes it a 22-19 ball game. Joshua Horn. Maddox is all over him, bringing it across the timeline. Horn takes it to the hole, puts it up. Shot, no good. Coach Howard wanted to foul that time to no avail. Here's a long three-pointer, no good by the Parsons. Rebound goes to the Parsons, and Jared Taylor will pick up the foul. So it'll be Parsons' ball right here in front of the Cleveland State bench. Maddox to throw it in to number 11, who is Ty Briscoe, back into the game for the Parsons. Here's a three-pointer from the corner. Number 24, John Whitehead with the three. So that will tie it up one more time, 22 apiece. Cougars and Parsons. Been close throughout the first half. Here's a pass inside. Taylor gets it blocked from behind by Maddox. Maddox, nobody picks him up, and he runs a floater in the lane. And that'll put Snead State back on top, 24-22, with 4:47 to go in the first half. Horn across to Banks, over to Chapman, Chapman drives inside, can't find anyone, throws it to the blue shirt, which happens to be the Snead State coach. So that won't work. That's a turnover, Cougars, as we run players in and out one more time. This announcer is having a hard time keeping up with all those substitutions, but we'll get with it here sooner or later. Number 12 back into the ball game. Charles Freeman for the first time for the Cougars. Number 10, Trayvon Bass in the backcourt for the Cougars, along with Jared Taylor. Cole Maddox out front, picks up his dribble. Back over to Whitehead. Whitehead tries to drive the lane, can't get there. Number 11 is Briscoe. Briscoe with the ball out front. Drives the lane, little runner in the lane, no good. Rebound goes to the Cougars, Trey Chapman. Here's a three-pointer by Taylor, no good. Rebound goes to the Cougars. They'll get a second chance. Here's a wide open three-pointer by Bass, no good, and off the Cougars, out of bounds. Cougars had a couple of shots at it that time. 3:47 to go, first half. Cleveland State, Snead State, first game of the season for both teams. As the calendar has turned to November, the leaves on the trees have turned, and it is fall and basketball season. Here's a pass over in the corner to Whitehead one more time. He has found his spot from the far corner, and he knocks down his second straight three. 27-22, a 5-point lead for the Parsons. Bass gives it up to Taylor. Taylor to Freeman. Freeman to Banks. Inside to Jacobs. Back out front to Chapman. Chapman almost throws it away. Freeman on the floor. It is taken away. A little as number 5 for the Parsons, Dante Backus is a little worse for the wear on that collision. He'll take it outside court as he had the referee have a smile there. Caleb Chapman back in for the Cougars. Parsons with the basketball. Cole Maddox will give it up to Briscoe. Briscoe back to Backus. Backus out front. Chapman all over him. Almost a 5-second count. Good defense by the Cougars. 10 on the shot clock. Briscoe to the hole, throws up a wild shot. Rebound is by Andrews, who's back in the game. And the foul is called on Landon Jacobs for the Cougars. So the Cougars have hit a dry spell the last few minutes. 2:36 to go in the first half. 27-22. Parsons on top with a couple of free throws coming for Mario Andrews. It's been a track meet from the beginning. First free throw, way too long. Off the rim, no good. Number 33 is Isaiah Williams. Checks in for the first time as Cole Maddox will take a break. Second free throw for Andrews. No good, in and out. Rebound, though, by the Parsons. Shot no good. And the Parsons keep the basketball. Cougars got a block out in there. Out front to Briscoe. Briscoe's shot is good, and the foul is called. Oh, my. That's hooping some harm right there. Count the basket, and number 20, Trey Chapman, that's his second foul. And count the three-pointer for Mario Andrews, and he'll get a chance for a 4-point play. That is John Whitehead, excuse me. Can't hit the free throw. Rebound goes to the Cougars. So 30-22, Parsons on top as we head toward the 2-minute mark here in the first half. Trayvon Bass gives it up to Jacobs. Jacobs throws it away. Ball saved, but right to the Parsons. And then the Cougars get it right back as Bass with the steal. He throws it up. Shot is good, and he is fouled. I believe that's Landon Jacobs. No. Caleb Chapman puts it up and in, and he will go to the free throw line for a 3-point play. Badly needed bucket for the Cougars that time. Number 33, Michael Johnson, checks back in for Cleveland State.
Know your matchup. Yep, stay 50. Know your matchup.
Foul on number 4, Mario Andrews. Free throw is good. So that'll be a 30-25 ball game. Cougars trail by 5 after the 3-point play. Briscoe brings it across the timeline. He drives the lane. Gonna throw a wild pass to the corner. 3-pointer is blocked. Rebound to the Parsons. Shot is blocked again by the Cougars. Cougars with 2 blocks and great defense that time. A minute and a half to go until halftime. Out front is Joshua Horn with the ball. Gives it up to Damon Fan. Fan drives the lane, gives it up to Banks. Banks back out front to Chapman. Chapman, 3-pointer, no good. Rebound goes to Backus for the Parsons. Here comes Briscoe down the lane. Shot no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. 52 seconds to go first half. Cougars led most of the first half, but hit a dry spell, and the Parsons went on top. That's where we are right now. Parsons by 5. Here's the inbounds pass to Whitehead. Whitehead fumbled it for a minute, but got it back. Kewan Banks on him. Whitehead takes it to the free throw line. Jumper is wild off the backboard. Rebound Andrews over to Whitehead in the corner. Shot is good. It's just a 2-pointer by number 5, Dante Backus. So 32-25. Cougars with 27 seconds to go in the first half. Back out front to Fan. Fan over to Williams. Chapman. Back out front to Joshua Horn. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 11 on the game clock. Cougars with the last shot here. Joshua Horn drives the lane, pulls up. Short jumper is good. And that will be the end of the first half. 32-27 as Horn hits the ball, hits a shot just before the horn. 32-27, Cougars trail by 5 at halftime, and that's where we are. We're going to take a break at halftime, and then we'll come back and talk some final stats for the Lady Cougars. You're listening to Cleveland State Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network, back in about 10 minutes or so. Testing, yep. All right, you're listening to Cleveland State Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network. I am joined at halftime here by two Cougar golfers, Mr. Dalton Sutton and Reese McFadder. Fellas, tell us what you've been into today.
Well, today we finished first overall in the Alice Lloyd Fall Classic. We finished first as a team, and I got third individually, so it's a pretty productive day.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir. Yes, we did. We played well today. Played well for the tournament. We're glad to pull out a win.
Good deal. Now, catch me up. Is this our first tournament of the season, or are we getting toward the end of the?
This was our final tournament,
Okay.
This is our best finish of the year. So we plan to keep it going through the spring.
Sounds good. Congratulations,
Yes,
gentlemen.
sir. Absolutely.
Keep up the good work. We'll talk to you fellas later as we get started here in the second half of the basketball game. Thank you for coming by, fellas. A couple of Cougar golfers that finished well in the tournament today, Dalton Sutton and Reese McFadder. We appreciate them coming along here at halftime. We are at halftime, and we're ready to go for the second half. 32-27. Cougars on top. Do we have some halftime stats there for the men? There we go. We'll go over that here in just a minute as play is underway here in the second half. Cougars trail 32-27. K1 Banks over in the corner. Long three-pointer, no good. Rebound to the Cougars. Joshua Horn out front. He'll reset the offense for Cleveland State. When we get a timeout here, we'll go over some halftime stats for Cleveland State. Back out front to Horn. K1 Banks drives the lane, puts it up. No good. Rebound fought for, and the Parsons come up with it. Ty Briscoe with the ball over to Cole Maddox. In the corner to Backus. Back out front to Briscoe. Parsons will take their time and set it up. Backus drives the lane. The ball is batted way up in there, and the Cougars come away with it. Good job on defense that time. Joshua Horn will set up the offense as Coach Howard looks over the defense. Out front to Caleb Chapman. Chapman to Banks. Banks drives the lane. Short jumper. Good. Beautiful shot by K1 Banks that time. You'll have to excuse my throat as I'm fading fast here, the first game of the season. Timeout on the floor for some reason. Looked like a loose ball. Now we're ready to go again. Backus will throw it in. Cougars with a full court pressure. Gets it in to Briscoe. Briscoe is hounded by Horn. Number 11, guarding number 11. Cougars in their gray uniforms with light blue numerals. Parsons in the black uniforms with gold trim. Here goes Maddox to the hole, puts it up and in. Nice drive that time by Cole Maddox. Chapman out front to Banks. Around the corner to Chapman, back to Williams, Isaiah Williams. Here's a shot in the corner. Horn got his own rebound, and two Cougars going after the basketball, and the foul is called on Caleb Chapman. So Cougars just can't get one to fall here in the early going. They trail 34-29. Biggest lead, as a matter of fact, by either team. 17:48 to go in the ball game. Parsons held a 5-point lead at halftime. They lead by 5 now. Jared Taylor in the game for the Cougars. Along with Horn. Parsons working around the perimeter. Over to Maddox. Maddox drives the lane and got away with a travel. Throws up an air ball. Shot no good. Oh, and two Cougars fighting over the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. They both just turned in disgust. They had the ball and let it get away from them. 5-point Parson lead.
No possession. There was no change of possession. Come on, Josh. Active, Josh.
All right, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Parsons in the lane. Andrews out front with the basketball. Gives it up to Whitehead. Whitehead back to Andrews.
To the heads. On you, KJ, on you.
Over to Briscoe. Briscoe to Andrews. Parsons being patient. Cole Maddox in the lane. He puts it up and in, and he is fouled. Hoop and harm. And the foul will be on Michael Johnson. That's his first. So that'll send Cole Maddox to the free throw line. 36-29. Free throw, no good. Rebound. Ripped off there by Chapman. He gives it up to Horn. Chapman, Horn, Johnson in the ball game, along with Banks and Taylor for the Cougars. Taylor out front, inside two. Oh, shot no good. Rebound. That was by Johnson that time. Rebound to the Parsons. Whitehead throws up a three-pointer. It's good. Nice shot. 37-29 by John Whitehead. 39-29, excuse me. 39-29. Cougars trail by 10. Largest lead by either team. Cougars going to have to find a little offense somewhere, or they're going to get blown away here. Here goes Johnson in the lane. Turnaround jumper. No good. That was Chapman that time. Rebound to the Parsons. Oh, there's Whitehead again. He fakes a three, drives the lane. He's caught. Briscoe back out front.
Come on, JT. I got you. Come on, Wolf.
He'll set up the offense over to Maddox. Trying to get it inside to Andrews. Here's a three-pointer. Whitehead. He's hot as fire, folks. 42-29, a three-pointer by John Whitehead. My goodness, he's hit a handful of them. And he's feeling it, you can tell. Cougars with the ball. Out front, Taylor. Inside to Johnson. Shot is up and good. So, Michael Johnson. 42-31, 15 minutes to go, second half. Here goes Briscoe around the corner. Back to Maddox. Maddox weaves his way through the lane, puts it up and in. Beautiful move that time by Cole Maddox for the Parsons. Snead State, Cleveland State. 5 minutes into the second half. Cougars have dug themselves a hole. Gonna have to get hot here. That's got to be a foul. Andrews reaching in on Michael Johnson. So the foul on Mario Andrews. That's his second. So Jared Taylor and Michael Johnson will take a break as Trey Chapman comes back into the ball game, along with, let's see, K1 Banks back into the game. Joshua Horn out front, gives it up to Chapman. Over to, is that Jacobs? It is. Landon Jacobs back into the game for the Cougars. His shot was no good, but he was fouled by number 15, Sean Walker Jr. So that will send Landon Jacobs to the free throw line. 14:37 to go in the ball game. Cougars trail by 13, make that 12 as Landon Jacobs hits the first free throw. Second free throw from the tall right-hander. Zip. So that'll cut it to 11, 44-33. Cougars applying a little full court pressure in the backcourt. Joshua Horn all over Briscoe. Briscoe 11 on 11. Briscoe finally gets across the timeline just in time. Horn, Briscoe down the line, and he's going to be fouled by Joshua Horn. So that's going to be first one on Joshua Horn. That'll send Ty Briscoe to the free throw line. 44-33. Cougars led for most of the first half, but a little dry spell and a run, about a 10-2 run by the Parsons, put them on top, and they've been on top ever since. Both free throws by Briscoe will move the score to 46-33. Parsons on top of the Cougars as we approach the 14-minute mark to play in the game. Here goes number 11, Horn, down the line. Rebound fought for. Shot no good, but a foul is called on number 5. That's Whitehead. No, that's Backus. Dante Backus called for the foul, and that will send Chapman to the line. First free throw is good. Caleb Chapman. Trayvon Bass checks back in as Joshua Horn will take a break. Bass, Banks, Chapman, and Jacobs on the floor for the Cougars. Second free throw rattles around and falls in. Cougars staying within striking distance, 46-35. Parsons on top. 14:04 to go in the ball game. Trayvon Bass is hounding. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Great defense that time by Trayvon Bass as he forced Ty Briscoe to step out of bounds. So it'll be a turnover for the Parsons. Cougars need to make some hay right here, get that lead back to single digits as they give it up to K1 as the Cougars work the weave. Over to Chapman. Back to Bass. Over in the corner to Chapman. Chapman spin move. And probably got away with the travel, but he lost it out of bounds. So turnover Cougars. As Caleb Chapman couldn't get it to the hole. He was met by two big Parsons in the lane there. Tony Sapp going to check in for Cleveland State at the next dead ball. There's Bass. Oh, there's a steal away. A steal by Chapman. Slam dunk by Landon Jacobs with the steal and the slam, and that cuts it back to single digits. Maybe that'll give the Cougars a spark. Cougars picking up full court pressure. Cole Maddox with the basketball in backcourt. He is guarded closely by Chapman. And the foul is going to be called. So, number 20, Trey Chapman. That's 3 on Trey. And he'll have to take a break as Tony Sapp will check in. Cougars trail by 9. Parsons with the basketball. Briscoe to throw it in. Almost threw it away. Whitehead got it out front. Better get on him. Number 24, John Whitehead. Over the corner to Maddox. Cole Maddox. There's a steal. Beautiful steal that time by number 2, Fan. Damon Fan with the quick hands. He's in the lane. Left-handed turnaround jumper. No good. Bad shot that time. Fan steals it again. Three-pointer from the corner. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Tough break for the Cougars as when he put that foot down outside the three-point line, stepped out of bounds, and another turnover by the Cougars. Turnovers have been rising rapidly for Cleveland State here in the second half. Once again, Cleveland State is, Trayvon Bass is going to be called for the foul as he was all over Bass all over Briscoe like a glove. Mario Andrews will check back in for the Parsons as Backus will take a break. So the Parsons will try one more time to get it down to their end of the court. We've got Joshua Horn back in the game. And there's a dart drive and dish to Andrews. Three-pointer and shot no good by Whitehead. Rebound goes to the Parsons, though. Back out front. is Andrews. Cole Maddox, long three-pointer. It's good. 49-37, 11:57 to go in the ball game. Very quick pace here in the second half. Cougars having a hard time finding the bottom of the net. Here's Fan out front. Left-handed dribble down the lane. Throws up a wild shot. It is blocked, but a foul is called on Mario Andrews. That's 3 on Mario Andrews for the Parsons. So that will send Damon Fan to the free throw line for Cleveland State. First free throw, zip. He'll get another. 11:42 to go. We really appreciate everyone hanging in there with us on this first broadcast of the 2022-23 season right here at Cleveland State. We've had audio or video problems the entire night, so right now we've got video and no audio, or the other way around, one or the other. The second free throw is good. That'll cut it to 10 points. 49-39, Parsons on top of the Cougars at the 11:42 mark of the second half. Here's number 12 into the game, KJ Rogers for the Parsons. Number 1, Jared Taylor, all over him like a glove. Got to be a 5-second call somewhere. Taylor to the hole, puts it up and in. Beautiful move by KJ Rogers that time. As the lead grows back to 51-39. Cougars with the basketball. Inside to Chapman. Misses a shot, gets his own rebound, and puts it up and in. That was Michael Johnson, that time, as Michael has snuck back in on me there. Briscoe, guarded by Horn, goes across the top of the screen. Here's Long back into the game for Snead State. Inside to Sean Walker, back out front. Backus, shot no good, but Walker cleans up the rebound. Beautiful job on the boards that time by Sean Walker. And it's 53-41. Cougars trail by 12 with the basketball. Horn gives it up to Tony Sapp, who loses the handle. Turnover, Cougars. Brandon Howard on the floor for the Parsons, and he loses the ball out of bounds as Caleb Chapman checks back in for Cleveland State. Tony will take a break along with Michael Johnson. So we've got Chapman and Jacobs along with K1 Banks and Joshua Horn on the floor for the Cougars. Out front to Chapman, Chapman to Banks. Banks gives it up to Horn. Horn drives the lane, puts up a shot, can't get it to fall. I believe the tip was by Landon Jacobs that time. I believe the tap was by Jacobs. So that cuts it back to 10, 53-43. Under 10 minutes to play in the ball game. Cougars trail by 10. Here's the ball, loose ball down the lane. Parsons pick it up. Back out front, Long gives it up to Howard. Here's a steal by the Cougars, stolen right back by the Parsons. Long gives it up to number 3. That is Brandon Howard, who puts it up and in. Beautiful shot, gets it to go. And the foul is on Joshua Horn. So the Cougars will take a timeout. That'll give us a chance to go over some stats here at halftime. Well, let's look at the ladies' ball game. Cleveland State took the ladies' ball game by a final score of 72-44. Points by the Lady Cougars. Tiana Baker with 24 big points to lead the way. Laney Bone and Dariana Salter had 15 apiece, as did Destiny Remy. 4 players in double figures, with 3 of them with 15 points. Letitia Paris with a point and Janae Charles with 2 points. That took care of the scoring for the Lady Cougars. They shot, let's see, field goal percentage for the game, 41%, very respectable. 3-point percent, 44% for the game. 4 of 9 from three-point land for the Lady Cougars. 43 rebounds to 51 for the Lady Parsons, but that's deceiving because the Lady Parsons shot 23% for the game, so they had more rebounds to be had. So great job on defense by the Lady Cougars, holding the Lady Parsons to 23% for the game. 28 turnovers by Snead State. That was a big factor. On 19 for the Lady Cougars, as the Lady Cougars go 1-0 on the season with a 72-44 win. All right, we're ready to play ball again here for the Cougars and Parsons. 9:13 to go in the contest. Number 3, Brandon Howard, will try to complete the three-point play. Missed it. Rebound, Parsons. That's Long, Jordan Long with the rebound. Cougars have got to get on the boards. They cannot give up a rebound on a free throw. Parsons with the ball. There was a travel. Got away with it there by Howard. And now a foul is called, I believe, on Kawan Banks. Things getting a little frustrating there in the paint for the Cougars.
Cougar State foul number 3. Banks is first and 7.
Hey, come on, Ray. Get the rebound. Be tough.
Kawan Banks with the foul. And that will send Brandon Howard to the free throw line.
Be tough inside, man.
As everyone got a towel and tennis shoes out there, cleaned up all the perspiration. Or perspiration, if you want to say it that way. Cougars trail by 12. Two free throws for Howard. First free throw, no good. And there's an over the back call. There we go. Number 15. Sean Walker called for an over the back foul for the Cougars, for the Parsons. So it'll be Cougar basketball. They trail by 12 with 8:50 to go in the contest. Joshua Horn brings it across the timeline inside to Chapman. Back to Horn. Horn drives the lane. Puts up a shot. No good in the trees. Rebound to Howard for the Parsons. Long on the run. Inside. Oh my. There's a bunny for Howard as he puts it up and in. 57-43. Parsons on top as we approach the 8-minute mark. Back out front to Chapman. He gives it up to Horn. Horn gonna set things up one more time. Landon Jacobs over to K1, drives the baseline, puts it up, misses the layup. Rebound goes to Rogers. Rogers on the run, and he'll bring it back out. Here's a shot, no good from three-point land. A battle for the rebound. Cougars come out of there. Taylor with the rebound for the Cougars. Jared Taylor. Here's a pass inside. Chapman. Uh-oh. Looks like he stepped on a foot and might have turned his ankle a little bit. All right, he's back up, so let's hope he's not hurt too bad. So Sean Walker picks up the foul for Snead State. Multiple substitutions ready to come back in here in a second, as Caleb Chapman will try to put down a couple of free throws. First one rattles around and goes in. Trey Chapman, along with Damon Fan and Trayvon Bass back in for the Cougars. We'll get you the Parsons subs here in just a minute. 7:38 to go in the game. Second free throw, zip. 57-45, timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here, and we'll go over some halftime stats as we were fighting our technical difficulties. We have still working on our video part of our broadcast, but the audio is going good, so I'm in business here. Halftime, Cougars shot 21% in the first half. Ouch, that hurts. 48%. Hey, that was the wrong way around. 21% for Snead State. Nope, I'm looking at the girls. We'll just go over here to the men's stats if I can find them. There they are. Now I've got it right. 41%, that's more like it for Snead State in the first half in the men's contest. 32% for Cleveland State. Turnovers, just 7 for Cleveland State. I would have thought it would have been more in the first half. Cleveland State hit 4 of their 9 three-pointers and 3 for 11 for Snead State. Rebounds were about even. Snead State holding a slight advantage in the first half as they held a 32-27 halftime lead over the Cougars at halftime, and have built on that lead to a 12-point advantage. That's where we are right now with 7:38 to go in the game, 57-45. Cougars trail by 12. Snead State with the basketball. Snead State trying to get a split in tonight's action. We appreciate you joining in our broadcast. Brian Grissom live and in color from the Q. First broadcast of the season. Here's a three-pointer from the corner. Oh my goodness, that was a nice shot by Jordan Long for Snead State. 60-45, biggest lead of the night for the Parsons. Here's a pass inside. Damon Fan caught it, but the Parson came down on top of him. The foul is called on number 12, KJ Rogers, his second foul. That'll send Damon Fan to the free throw line. First free throw, zip. The left-hander will get another. Cougars going to have to put some points on the board in a hurry if they're going to pull out a win in this one. Second free throw, rattles around and falls in. 60-47. Cougars trail by 13. Full court pressure, but the Parsons break it with ease. 3-on-2 fast break, and the pass up and in for the layup. Jordan Long puts it up and in. Cougars back on their end of the court. Number 20, Trey Chapman, shot three-pointer. Damon Fan hits a three-pointer. 60-50, 62-50, excuse me. Cougars trail by 12, staying within striking distance as we go under 7 minutes to play. Here's another three-pointer. Jordan Long from the corner. Oh, my goodness. Now he's hot as fire. He found his spot over in the corner, and he's knocked 2 in a row down for Snead State. Back to a 15-point lead. Chapman out front. Chapman raises, 2-point shot, no good. Rebound ripped off of there by Deontay Backus. Parsons on the run, long court pass. Cougars get it and turnover. Parsons, beautiful hustle that time by the Cougars. Shot, no good. Rebound back to Cleveland State. Fan, one more time for 3. It falls. Rattles around and goes in for Damon Fan. That was a beautiful diving save by Trayvon Bass a second ago to start that play. Chapman out front on Long. Long gives it up to Briscoe. Briscoe will set up the play.
Early start, just an early start. That's it. Good. By yourself, Dane.
Fan out front on Briscoe.
Space. Stay back, Trey.
Briscoe pulls up, short jumper, no good. Rebound, 2 Cougars fighting for the basketball. Oh my goodness. And the shot is no good. And the ball just hit the floor. Cleveland State couldn't come up with the loose ball. And a foul is called on Trey Chapman. That's 4. That's 4 on Trey. As that will send Mario Andrews, to the free throw line. 5:07 to go in the contest. First free throw by Andrews is good. He'll get another. Michael Johnson, Joshua Horn, and Kewan Banks check in for the Cougars. along with Chapman and Bass. Second free throw by Andrews is good. 67-53, 5:07 to go in the ball game. Timeout, Parsons. We're going to take a timeout with them. We'll be back after this 1-minute break. You're listening to Cleveland State Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you so much for tuning in our broadcast and being patient with our technical difficulties tonight. Our video is not working, but our audio is rolling right along, so I'll just revert back to my old radio days. Saturday afternoon is our next broadcast. Here's a long three-pointer by the Cougars. Chapman, no good. Rebound to the Parsons. As the men will play Tennessee Valley Prep, the women will play Wallace State starting at 2 o'clock with all the action. Here's a drive inside, shot no good. 3 Cougars have it again, and they can't control the ball as we've got a tie up. And Snead State will have the basketball after on the alternate possession. So again, another tough break for the Cougars, as they just cannot get a handle on the ball. Little perspiration being cleaned up off the floor. 67-53. Cougars trail by 14, 4:37 to go in the contest. Looks like Fan, Banks, Johnson, and Chapman, along with Bass, on the floor for the Cougars. Briscoe gives it up to Rogers. Rogers drives the lane behind the back, gives it back to Briscoe. 4 on the shot clock. Three-pointer by Long, no good. Rebound to the Cougars, but it is slapped away. Oh, what a terrible break. Cougars had the rebound, Long slapped it off of Horn's foot, out of bounds, turnover Cougars. Bad break that time as Joshua had the ball, but good hustle by the Parsons. Here's Rogers down the lane, shot no good, rebound by K1 this time. Cougars on the run, as that is going to be a foul on Ty Briscoe, who pleads his case to Mr. Referee. He was looking for the foul that time. So that will send Kirwan Banks to the free throw line. First free throw, a little too strong, no good. Rebound to Rogers. Parsons will slow it down just a little bit. They lead by 14 with under 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Briscoe out front. Gives it over in the corner to Long. Back inside to Howard. Shot no good. Rebound. And I think we have a foul. Offensive foul. We'll go the other direction, I do believe. Okay, that's on number 5, Dante Backus. In there fighting for the rebound. And the foul will be called on him. So Damon Fan will take a break as Trey Chapman checks back into the game. We have a little shoe tying going on at the free throw line here at the moment, as Michael Johnson All right, he's got it tied now, and we'll see if he can hit a couple of free throws. First shot is good. Nice stroke there by Michael Johnson. 3:43 to go in the contest. Cougars going to need a miracle if they come back in this one. 67-54. Second free throw, in and out. 1 out of 2 for Johnson. Cougars have Andrews all bottled up. And there's a foul on Joshua Horn. Cougars.
Cougar State foul number 11, Horn, his second.
So that's 3 on Joshua Horn. And that will send Ty Briscoe to the free throw line for the Parsons. Damon Fan will check back in as Trey Chapman will take a break.
Damon Fan at the free throw line for Snead State. Number 11, Ty Briscoe.
Parsons by 13. Make that 14 as Briscoe hits the first free throw. He'll get another. Lady Cougars took the women's contest in convincing fashion. Second free throw is no good. Rebound goes to Howard. Here's a drive down the lane. My goodness, by Jordan Long. That was nice. Puts it up and in. 70-54. Here's Banks in the lane. Short jumper. Gets nothing. Air ball. Jordan Long with the rebound. Parsons on the run. Here goes Briscoe over to Whitehead. Oh, my goodness. That was Backus who hit the three, excuse me. Dante Backus with the three-pointer and a 20-point lead. 19-point lead, excuse me, for the Parsons. Here's Fan, gets it blocked. Rebound, Banks gets it to go. Good job by Kawan Banks in the paint amongst the tall trees. Gets the shot to go, and he was fouled by Backus. Second foul on Dante Backus. Landon Jacobs, so that's 3 fouls on Dante Backus. Landon Jacobs checks back in as K1 goes to the free throw line. First shot is good. Oh, that was a three-point play, excuse me. So he converted the three-point play. 73-57. Cougars trail. Parsons going to run a little clock this time. Briscoe down the lane, throws it up off the glass. Can't get the roll. Ball off of Cleveland State, but they get it. They run it down. Here goes Fan to the hole. Left-handed scoop shot is good. That was a beautiful shot by Damon Fan. The Cougars got to get back. Oh, that's a shot. No good, but Ty Briscoe threw his body into Michael Johnson to draw the foul, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2 more.
2 shots.
Trey Chapman getting ready to check back in.
Number 11, Ty Briscoe.
73-59, 2:20 to go in the ball game. Ty Briscoe, first free throw, nothing but net. So Chapman will check back in. K1 will take a break.
For Cleveland State, number 20, Trey Chapman.
Second free throw by Briscoe. Zip. 75-59. 2:18 to go in the game. So Coach Raphael Howard's going to take a break. Need a timeout, 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll take one with them. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Cleveland State Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports YouTube Network. Brian Grissom, live and in color from the Q, El Quentin Lane Gymnasium. The Lady Cougars took the ladies contest in a big way, 72-47, 72-44, final score in the girls contest. Cougars up. There's a Chapman hit the deck hard as he tripped and fell, so that's a turnover for the Cougars. That's in the story. Cold shooting and turnovers for the Cougars here in the game. The Parsons are going to put this one in the win column in about 2 minutes from now. 75-59, Cougars trail. Briscoe out front just running out the time clock. 10 seconds to go on the shot clock as the Parsons will run a play now. 5 on the shot clock. Briscoe over in the corner. Oh, got away with a travel right there, and they did not get a shot off as the shot clock expires with 1:37 to go in the ball game. That's not one that the Snead State coach will be too upset with as they run 30 seconds off the clock, 24 seconds off the clock. Head coach Jeremiah Patterson just says that's okay. Here's a drive to the hole for the Cougars, up and in, Joshua Horn, and he is fouled. Count the basket. Number 11 is Ty Briscoe with the foul.
Snead State foul, number 11, Briscoe.
So that'll send Joshua Horn to the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. He cannot. It's off the back of the rim, no good. 75-61. Full court pressure by the Cougars. Briscoe. And it's dribbled off of somebody's foot. I guess that was a Cougar foot, as the Parsons will have the ball right in front of their own bench. 1:15 to go in the ball game. 75-61. Cougars and Parsons. Cougars just couldn't find the basket in this game. Very cold shooting. There's Horn. No shot as Joshua Horn is going to be called for the foul.
No, change this here.
So they call that an offensive foul. Okay, a technical foul, I suppose.
That doesn't count as a first.
Free throw's no good. Here you go, buddy. So a technical foul is called on Ty Briscoe. Technical foul, Ty Briscoe.
It does not count as a team foul.
It counts as a personal, yes.
That's up. No, because it's a Class B. He has to have 3. Okay.
All right, now we've got it all straightened out, we think. Parsons basketball.
Press up. Come on. Get up, Landon.
Cole Maddox out front with the basketball for the Parsons.
Up for the ball.
Over in the corner, that's Long. One more time. Oh my goodness, he's been money from over there. 78-61. Jordan Long hits the three-pointer. We're under a minute to play. Cougars going to fall to 0-1 on the season. Here's a layup by Joshua Horn, puts it up and in. 78-63. Cougars trail by 15. Chapman checks back in for the Cougars. Michael Johnson will take a break. Cougars very frustrated in this ball game. They just couldn't find the basket. Free throw is good to convert the three-point play. 78-64. Parsons on the run. They'll slow it up now and try to run a little more clock. Cougars still playing hard on defense. Right to the bitter end. Damon Fan out front. Basketball over to Long, and he is going to be fouled by Joshua Horn. That's 4 on Joshua. So Jordan Long will go to the free throw line with 33 seconds to play. So Cleveland State is going to end up with a split the first home games of the season. First free throw by Long is good. He'll get another. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound by Jacobs. Got away with a travel. Gets it over to Joshua. Here's the drive to the hole. Shot no good. Gets his own rebound. And shot no good to the Parsons. 20 seconds, 15 seconds in the ball game. The Parsons will just run it out. 79-64. In about 5 seconds will be your final score. Cougars take it on the chin by 15. Final score, 79-64. We're going to take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be right back. You have been listening to Cleveland State Cougar Basketball right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you so much for joining our broadcast. The story in the men's game is a sad one, 79-64. Final score, the Snead State Parsons over the Cougars of Cleveland State. 79-64 the final score in that one. As Cleveland State falls to 0-1 on the season, Parsons go to 1-0. The Lady Cougars gained a split for Cleveland State in the ladies contest. Final score was 72-44. Lady Cougars in a big way over the Lady Parsons of Snead State. I believe Coach Raphael Howard has made his way to the locker room, so we'll catch up with him at a later date. I am going to go ahead and wrap it up here as it is getting late in the day. We thank you so much once again for joining our broadcast. We hope to have all our technical difficulties worked out by our next broadcast. I don't know about the audio on the Saturday ball game. Our next game, the men will be playing Tennessee Valley Prep this coming Saturday at 4 o'clock, and the ladies will take on Wallace State at 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, Lady Cougar Basketball right here from the Q, El Quinton Lane Gymnasium. And then we'll have a broadcast next Wednesday night. As we jump into conference play, I'll be right back here on the air. Next Wednesday night, Chattanooga State invades the Q as we jump into region play right here on the 9th day of November, next Wednesday, as I said. So that is the story from Cleveland State tonight. Thank you so much for joining in the broadcast tonight. We hope to, like I said, get everything worked out and have it rolling right along for our next broadcast. Until next time, thank you so much for joining in. This is Brian Grissom saying good night and God bless everybody.